be too proud of this podcast you've constructed. The ability to rank content is insignificant next to the power of an exceptional hot take.
It is hot takes time, and there's been some Twitter drama today. Some stuff went down on the Twitterverse. Our man Christian, who runs the fort there. What happened today? What are we talking about on the Twitter world?
Yeah, I may have inadvertently started a Twitter storm.
It doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much.
Doesn't
Just
take
a little
much.
drop of gasoline.
Whoosh.
Yeah, let me preface this. It's fine. Everyone, we're all here about opinions and debating hot takes and whatnot. Like, it's okay to get political with Star Wars as long as we're still like drawing it back to Star Wars and showing the effort that we're trying to reach to the other aisle and like understand each other's points of view. That's why I really enjoy talking with Amanda in particular.
Wow. Screw you too then, buddy.
You're welcome.
Jeez.
No, bro, you know I love you. So there was a tweet that mentioned Andor has been called to have a lot of leftist themes. It's, popular on Twitter and whatnot. I merely tweeted advising caution about statements like that, saying that a show like Andor is not leftist in themes, but it's also not conservatism either. And people really freaked out. I said, we can't polarize Star Wars fans politically where we don't need to. Let's seek unity. May the Force be with us all. All right? So some people, it's not like we're a big Twitter account. Not thousands of people dogged on it. But there are individuals out there who it really perturbed them, pissed them off. Saying,
I think using 2 double negatives was also just like, everyone was like, wait, what is he saying?
What's he actually saying? And so the whole point of that was, sure, you can pick out like certain political themes of it, but I think rallying behind a cause of like we've talked about, like anti-authoritarianism and like fighting tyranny, like fighting those things, standing up for what is right, isn't unique to just the left side of the aisle. And sure, there are things we disagree on, the left and the right, but I think once we start saying Star Wars is inherently political, it's not inherently left or inherently right. And I think once we start like preaching or saying that it is inherently one of these themes, then that can be polarizing to the fandom, to the community. And we can certainly talk about certain issues with it, but that really pissed off a lot of people on the Twitterverse. And it's just something that, if you're listening, you can check it out for yourself on the Twitter side of things. Follow, see what's going on. But yeah, we welcome a lot of opinions, and that's kind of it's hard to synthesize that into one concise hot take.
Yeah, it is. And it opens a big old can of worms, because we know that George Lucas originally wrote Star Wars like about the Vietnam War and being like anti-Nixon and all of that kind of stuff. So that inherently like is inspired by real life politicians and political people.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying in that we can't just tell people, oh, if you should only look at this piece of media like this. That's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
I am unapologetically very, very left-leaning, but I also know that I don't have the answers to everything. And I also know that I believe that we all have way more in common with each other than we have differences.
Yeah.
So even though I don't agree with conservatism and whatever, I know that the most radical and best thing I can do to make the world a better place is to have dialogue. about it in a respectful way and hear other people, because that's going to feed my empathy and my understanding for other people.
Exactly.
And that's just what we need more of. So even though I have a different point of view than you, I also don't think that my ideas alone can solve every problem in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that our podcast gives us a platform to have a respectful debate, because I do think that Andor is more inherently left, but that's also because that's the perspective that I'm bringing to it.
Yeah.
Like when I see the prisoners escaping, I am like pro revolution. I am like anti-prison as far as it can go. Like I'm a prison abolitionist, but it's hard for me to then watch this and try to see how someone with an entirely different political point of view can watch the same thing but see themselves in it too.
Yeah.
But I think we can all just agree that we can't see things outside of our own point of view entirely.
For sure. You said it great. Like, we need to humble ourselves and understand that I don't have all the answers. And I can't come to a conversation thinking like you're inherently evil because of your views or whatnot. Because, like, that's not productive. You're not going to talk to a person respectfully if you just think that about them.
And Star Wars cannot be reduced to the rebels are Democrats and the Empire is Republicans.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so much more nuanced than that. And I think this show proves that.
Yeah.
Like, Mon Mothma is funding the rebellion, and she is a trust fund baby who has lived her life on a pillowy cushion of privilege and a lot of money, and all of a sudden she's like, oh my gosh, some of my money might not be found and all of my job might be taken away.
Yeah.
Like when real life people have been experiencing torment and death, and those are their reasons for rebellion. So you can't say Star Wars is just today's left and right. I do see way more leftist themes in this personally, but that's just how I view it. Brody? Brody, you've been really quiet.
There's a retweet of this I really, really like that made my day. All right. Without going too deep into the political side of it, we have a quote retweet. All right. From someone
Those are always the best.
that says the name of this user is Spanish Communist X-Wing Pilot, which says, absolutely bleeping not. Bleep all conservatives. They don't deserve Star Wars. You are the Empire. And I cried laughing. Amanda's like, you got to check out this tweet. I lost it. Shout out to Spanish Communist X-Wing Pilot for that.
Shout out.
Oh my goodness, that was
you.
something. That was really something. No, I 100% agree. I think if you vote for anyone on the right, you should really just be limited to things like the Daily Wire. Matt Walsh's What is a Woman? I think you should stick with Narnia. Okay. And if you're on the left, you went on the left, you get all Star Wars, but you also
Hell
get
yeah.
Marvel. So it's a mixed bag.
Oh, no.
It's a mixed bag. I don't know. And if you're, that libertarian space, I don't know. What do we give them? Harry Potter?
Ooh, a lot of people are going to be turning libertarian this next election season.
Good. Good.
No, I do think that the political discourse on the internet has gotten so far away from conservative values used to be like, oh, we should take this tax money and use it to fund things like this, instead of what it is now, which is an extreme amount of conflation and polarizing politicians that are, I don't want to get too far into it, but all of the election deniers, etc. That is what is now taking over as the face of the Republican Party and the Conservative Party, which is not good for it. It diminishes reasonable people on the other side of my opinion, like you, to those inflated extreme ideas, and it doesn't help anyone have a nuanced opinion.
Yeah, and painting with broad brushes, it just shows, you're not trying to make that effort of understanding where,
unless you're Bob Ross,
because words.
Bob Ross could do a lot with a broad
page.
brush.
No,
Yeah.
I think if if that opinion bothers you, then you need to view Star Wars and your relationships in that. If you see yourself as a leftist, then trying to communicate with people who aren't leftists to explain why the Empire, in your opinion, is doing more harm for them than good to get them to join the rebellion.
I don't think you need necessarily look, at the end of the day, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know why anybody even cares. I don't even know why they listen to our show. No, I'm kidding. Please keep listening to our show. We
He
love
told you
all.
why he listens, right?
Because they hate me. That's what it is. It's all about
Everyone loves to hate it, though.
Yeah.
Everyone loves to hate something.
Everyone
And
loves
that's
to
why
see
Duel of the Ranks is so great, because we give you 3 different co-hosts to hate for 3 different reasons.
Yes. So pick
So
your
pick-
battle.
Yeah, pick which one you hate, and it better be me.
And your identity
It's gonna
isn't.
be me.
It's gonna be. Yeah, your identity isn't. We're not reducing you to your identity is just your political affiliation. Like, there's so much more
Yeah.
to people other than how they vote. Star Wars is political.
I don't know, man. Every time I look at you two, all I see is one elephant and one jackass.
All right.
Kidding. Oh, well, with that note,
I look forward to hearing the comments on after this episode.
after this episode, I don't really know. I mean, it's just wild for me because knowing that Christian is such an extreme leftist, it's wild for me to see that, more people on the left are really just not rallying to support you in this instance. So that was quite unfortunate. No, I saw the comment. I saw what you said. I saw what you tweeted. And realistically, no, I think Amanda's point is on point. People like to hate. You put something out there. You said, look, it's not for the right. It's not for the left. Let's just all get along. And people are like, or we could kill you. And
Let's do that.
And that was the route they took. So you're here today. You're amongst friends. No one's going to let you die here tonight.
Yeah, we get to talk about Star Wars and put numbers to it here.
I know. And that's the best part. All the people that hated on you don't have a Star Wars podcast. They're not catching up to us where they're going to rank all the numbers and do all the podcasts.
They're not going to
no
catch up
podcasting.
to number 40
They sure
on
as heck ain't got us.
toppodcasts.com.
They ain't got a studio space here. And we're going to get to what you just said in a quick second.